Here with Clarion head volleyball coach Jennifer Mills, whose team defeated Edinburgh Tuesday night 3-2 in the PSAC quarterfinals to move into the PSAC semifinals. The Golden Eagles will take on Lock Haven at 7:30 p.m. on Friday at Lock Haven in a semifinal match. That is a rematch of the 2009 semifinals won by Lock Haven. Since then, Clarion hasn't lost a PSAC playoff match, going 4-0, including last year's PSAC title and this year's win over Edinburgh. Jen, you guys have kind of been on a roll in postseason play the last couple years. What do you guys need to do to continue that?
Number one, we need to stay healthy. Number two, honestly, it's one game at a time. I'm at this point not really worried about a championship. I'm more worried about Lock Haven. Lock Haven is playing much better than when we saw them the first time. When we saw them the first time, we were at a crossover situation. There were multiple matches going on. So it's just a little bit different. And yes, we did beat them, but they're a big physical team. They're a well-coached team, and they've got some players that are just phenomenal. So we have our work ahead of us.
What does Lock Haven do well?
Attack. I mean, they're big. They block well. I would say that their strengths are definitely offense and blocking, for sure. Strong serving, especially from one or two players. And as we're scouting them versus Shippensburg over the past couple of days, one of the things that they did really well against Shippensburg is serve. Shippensburg really struggled to get into a groove, to find any offensive rhythm, and that was as a result of their passing. So we have to be pretty spot on when it comes to that. I think we'll be okay as long as we're able to run our offense, but if you're stuck running one or two hitters constantly throughout the entire match, we're going to be in for a long evening.
You talked about the 3-0 win against them back in October at Millersville.
Right.
That really started your turnaround. At that point, you were 8-9, 4-4 in the conference. Since then, you're 11-2. You won 10 in a row in the PSAC West to really get on a roll. We talked a little bit about that last time, but how did that match play into you guys getting on a roll? Was beating a good team like Lock Haven at that point, the way you'd been playing, so important for you guys?
Well, I think we needed that confidence. I think we had also just come off of a really poor match against Millersville University, where we had lost in 5, and we had some nice heart-to-heart conversations with a lot of our players and with our group as a team. And we were at that point where we hadn't experienced a loss like that in a while, and I think it was maybe a kick in the pants for some of our kids that it's now or never. We've just put ourselves in a really rough spot in the conference by losing to them, and we came out and played a completely different match against Lock Haven, but we don't still have that same motivation of coming off of 5-set loss like we did before we played them. So again, a different situation. It's playoff time. It's at their place. I'm sure they're going to have a great crowd, and we've just got to bring it, and we've got to be consistent. So.
One of the things that when I look at the first 17 matches, between your attack, service, and receive errors, you were averaging almost 10 errors per set. You've reduced that to 7.4 in the last 13 matches. To have such a drastic turnaround in the mistakes that you're making on your end, what have you guys changed to be able to do that?
Well, I think just, we're not training differently. We're making the girls a lot more responsible for their development, in the fact that the way that we're training, we're asking them a lot of questions. We're that guided discovery learning. We want them to discover the answers rather than us just handing them to them. In addition, they've been a lot more just cognizant of some of the little things that they've been doing that are causing those errors. I also think we've tried to refocus them in certain situations during the match, with giving them specific requirements and going at certain players and just trying to refocus them as much as possible. I think one of the biggest issues early on was we just weren't maintaining strong focus throughout, and it was happening in our practice sessions as well as in matches, and I think that's changed a lot.
One of the benefits of not making as many errors is that you're hitting the ball better. You're hitting probably not where you want to be hitting it yet at a 220 clip, but compared to a 184 clip, that looks fantastic.
Well, it's a lot better. We're putting more balls in the court is what it comes down to. We're just making less errors, and we're forcing other teams to give us the ball back, and we're defending the ball better. I think that we're picking up a lot of stuff that we weren't picking up earlier in the year, and that's helping us. And when we're in system, you know, we actively have 3-4 hitters, you know, especially when we're running the back pipe, and we've got to be in the system to be able to do that. Early on, we were basically killing Kelly. Everything was to Kelly, and we really struggled there because we're putting a lot of pressure on her. I think being able to involve Hannah more, being able to involve Corinne and Becca Webb more, you know, involving Kate more, I think that those things are alleviating some of the pressure that Kelly has dealt with over the early part of the season.
Well, Jen, good luck. For those out there listening to this video, if Clarion beats Lock Haven on Friday night, they will play the winner of the Westchester, California match at 5 p.m. Also at Lock Haven on Saturday in the PSAC championship game. Once again, Coach, good luck.
Thank you.